a Cumulus media station.
Good morning, everyone.
We ready?
Live from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Rula and Ryan Show with producer Eric, Special K, and Sam.
It's an action-packed hour. We've got revenge coming right up here, but 7:40 this morning. This is going to be so
We have a canine
awesome.
visitor. We have a canine visitor. As you know, we've worked a lot with Texas Children's Hospital and their fabulous positive play program. We had said goodbye to Bailey as she had finished her service in child life services for all those years as a facility animal to help those children that she specialized in, whether it was like cancer treatments or they have, heart transplants or whatever it is. They have all these different golden retrievers they train. Well, Melman is the newest one. So Adair is back. Adair is the mama to Bailey. Now she has Bailey as her private fur baby. Mm-hmm. And now she's got Melman for Texas Children's Hospital. So we're going to meet Melman from the Positive Play program at 7:40.
Melman.
Sounds like a character in a TV show.
Oh, Melman.
Melman.
Not again.
Oh, Melman. Wasn't that like a Seinfeld thing? Like the Bizarro World Jerry instead of Newman was Melman?
Yeah. It
Is
wasn't
that where I know that
Melman,
name
but-
from?
Yeah.
That was Madagascar.
I don't know.
Melman.
No, I know what
Melman?
Rula's talking
Who in
about.
Madagascar? Which
I thought it
animal's
was
that?
the
It could be because Rilla loves
giraffe.
You love that.
Was
Hold on.
Who's the giraffe?
Oh, am
I
I?
don't know.
Hold on. Maybe it's Melvin.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't
Either
we
way,
work on that?
Adair's
We'll look
gonna be
into it.
here
We'll
with-
find the origin of Melman.
No, it is. Melman is the giraffe.
Is it
Wow.
in
Madagascar.
Madagascar?
So
Okay.
screw y'all.
And in
Yeah.
between that, we're going to talk to
No, my
we got an
stuff.
email. I want to talk about this teacher that's having some problems because she dated a guy like 2 dates and it didn't go well. And now that guy's kid is in her class.
Oh, it's so awkward.
And things are not going well.
When's that coming
Group
up?
Therapy 7:20.
7:20.
So let's focus on what is the matter at hand, and that is revenge.
Now, it's time for Rula and Ryan's Revenge.
For the truly wronged, sometimes all you have left is revenge.
104.1 KRBE.
All right, parental discretion is advised.
Yeah,
I love
'cause
how
Eric's in
you
charge.
slip us a note as to who to say good morning to, and
Eric's
it's like
in charge.
at first I just saw this DAWN, like Dawn dishwashing detergent.
What's a name?
That's a name.
You ever heard of Dawn?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
exactly. Revenge can be found here on the Rule and Ryan Show via our website or direct messages. You can go to krbe.com. Eric is going to get back to you and find out the whole situation. Somebody messed with you. You got them back. They don't know you got them back yet, and you want to confront them here on the show. So Dawn is standing by to tell us all about it. Good morning, Dawn.
Good morning. How are you?
Hey, Dawn, we're doing great.
Better than you.
So who you getting revenge on this morning?
My brother.
Your brother.
What's his name? And older brother, younger brother. What's his name? What's the story?
He's my younger brother. His name is Matt. I'm 4 years older than him. He's 26, and yeah, I'm done. I've reached my boiling
Well,
point.
what did Matt do?
Like, he's not working. He constantly goes from job to job. He gets fired all the time. It's never his fault. It's always like someone else's fault. He doesn't take any responsibility. He's just super immature, super lazy. He's like,
Who supports him then? Do you live with him or do your parents?
so he lives with my folks. I don't live there, but he's my younger brother, and I always take care of him. Like, I've always been more of a mother figure to him than like an older sister.
So he's got like 2 moms then. He's like mooching off all you guys.
Exactly.
But what has he done specifically to you that makes you want to get revenge on him?
So he's been sleeping with all these random girls, and he shares my passwords to all of the streaming services with all
With
of
random
these
strangers?
girls.
Oh,
my goodness.
Is that how he gets them? Yeah. Hey, babe, I'll get you some Netflix if you hook up with
Or
me.
Hulu password.
Amazon Prime?
Exactly. All of a sudden, I have all of these weird names on all of my accounts. I mean, all of them. I have Netflix, Hulu, HBO, Amazon Prime, Apple TV. I literally have them all. All of a sudden, I see like Spunky Stephanie on like one of my accounts, and I'm like, who is this?
What was the classic name, Eric, that Kevin did to mess with you on
Oh,
yours?
yeah. I think it's still there. I'll have to
It
look.
says new account user
Yeah, new account.
or something.
I'm like,
New
what is
account
Dawn,
user?
If those girls are really smart, you probably wouldn't even notice it if it said name new account or something like that.
That's what I
It
would-
makes you think it's something Netflix posts up.
Yeah, because I
but
didn't
that's
know
the name
until
he
Sam
used.
told me because I let Sam use it.
Uh-huh.
And Sam, you just let Kevin use it without asking.
Oh,
me.
my God.
I mean, I'd let him.
So now you know that like all these girls.
I mean, sometimes I'm getting like locked out of my accounts, and then sometimes it says like there are too many households watching your account, so I can't even
they
watch.
shut it down.
Your brother's
no.
a jerk. I mean,
Oh,
did you
no.
confront him about this?
We definitely had that conversation. I've definitely been like, stop giving it out. He has not listened. He continues to do it, and I'm done.
Maybe he's
So-
watching a show at their house since he's a mooch, and he forgot to sign out because.
No, he'd be logging in under his name.
Right. She would
But
see
maybe
his
they don't
name.
have it, and then he puts it on there, and you just forget because so many people go
But
to
that wouldn't
Airbnbs
explain
and it shows
new
up.
names, Eric.
Yeah,
That's
it's really
true.
always the same. Yeah.
I've given him that grace, but it's been so many times and so many girls.
Okay, well, obviously he's standing by on the line. He doesn't know why he's on hold. So let's welcome him into the show and then tell him you're on the phone with us, and then you can go from there, okay?
Sounds great. Thank you, guys.
Hi, Matt. Welcome to the Rule and Ryan Show on 104.1 KRBE. Thanks for standing by and joining us today.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, Matt, we let people air out their grievances on Tuesdays. We got your sister on the line right now.
Yeah, your sister's a big fan of our show, Matt. Did you know that?
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
Okay, well, she reached out to us. Eric got her on.
She's got a grievance.
A
A
grievance,
grievance.
yes.
That's a Ryan Chase word, a grievance.
little
Basically,
more
she's
than that.
mad at you about something.
Oh.
Do you know how many times I've been asking you to please stop giving out my passwords to all of your random girls that you're hooking up with nonstop left and right?
What?
What do you mean, what? Don't play innocent like that. We've had so many conversations about this. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
It's not like all of them. I mean, we're just helping people out now and
Yeah,
again.
but Matt, your sister's been locked out of her own accounts because of you.
Well, that was an accident. That wasn't supposed to happen. But, I mean, you know, you can always just go in and reset the passwords. Not
So
a big
you're,
deal.
You shouldn't have to.
You're not feeling at all that it's weird that you just give out your sister's streaming platform passwords to random girls you meet.
I think that's a little unfair. And they're not random. And why can't people share content?
Well, you have to ask permission if you're borrowing the password yourself.
And the person that pays for it.
Yeah, that's BS. You can't do that.
Yeah. You've been mooching off of me our entire lives, and now all of your little random girls are going to be mooching off me. No. I
Okay.
just want to say thank you so much for lunch last week. Me and all of my girlfriends went to we put in your phone number, and we used every single one of your points, and we got lunch on your dime. So thank you so much.
You what? No, you can't do that.
Already done.
How many points?
3,000.
Whoa.
3,000
points?
points? What does that equal?
Nah, those are my points. You can't do that.
Well, guess what, Matt? Those sandwiches are gone. They've been processed.
No, you can't just take my phone number like that. That's not cool.
Now I
That's
see
a
how it feels
fraudulent
then.
transaction.
Yeah.
Well,
You
get-
took her
I
numbers.
just looked it up. You get 48 points for a free mini.
40 sandwiches.
Oh, my God.
That's amazing. Like each girlfriend ordered 4 sandwiches.
You bought 40 regular? That's like.
That's crazy, Matt. Why didn't you ever use those to get some free sandwiches for yourself? My goodness.
Now, wait a minute. This isn't fair because, Dawn, I never cost you any money.
You're mooching off of everything that I have. All of your friends were getting all of my services for free. Are you kidding? So I treated my friends to something for free on your dime.
Nice.
40 sandwich.
Nah, that's not an equal split. That's not right.
If you have that many points, what are you trying to get to 5,000 or something? Why would you not use them?
Yeah, why were you stockpiling?
Paying for a sandwich,
If I ever
but
get
you
the
kept
points
paying.
for something free, I would get it right away.
Matt, why were you stockpiling?
Why does it matter? I'll use the I'll use the sandwiches when I want to.
Well, I don't think you're using them now.
Not anymore. Those 40 sandwiches are gone. I know some people are kind of weird about their point system, the rewards with some things. Like
Yeah.
Starbucks has an app that you can get points, and some people get crazy about those. Like, I'm just going to wait till I get something really
Or do you guys
big.
think he brags to these girls? Look, I can get you free Hulu, and look at the points I have.
Oh,
on
is
my
that what you're-
sandwich.
Really? Because that's
Look at that.
something
That
you
was
put
your
on Tinder
motive?
profile that's going to make a girl want to swipe right.
Matt.
Wow, look at this guy's
Don't look at my
sandwich
FICO score.
stars.
Don't look at my score.
Your credit score.
But look at my sandwich score.
Matt, were you
Well, the
picking up
stars.
chicks, giving them free Netflix and sandwiches?
Clearly not, because he had 40 sandwiches to give. Okay, Matt, now you know. And the way you're feeling is the way your sister has been feeling about you giving random girls that you're hooking up with her platform password. So please stop.
And Dawn, I would just go ahead, change the password, lock everybody else out, be done with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thanks for listening to our show, Dawn. Have a great day.
Revenge is sweet. Thank you, guys.
I love when we have sibling revenges.
No, I
Okay.
go to see my points. I wanna get some
I know.
sandwiches.
You think
I want
somebody's
some
used
I
your
want-
points?
I want a sandwich now. Like, that made me crave sandwiches.
Actually,
don't
makes
know
you want
why.
to look up people's phone numbers and just type their number in.
Just
My kids tell
randomly
me all the
see
time
if
they
you can
use my
cash
number
in.
for things. Like, if they go somewhere with my sister, oh, Mommy, we used your points on blah, blah, blah. I go, oh, okay, thanks. Like there's this boba tea place. You get a free drink after so many times. And I'm like, oh, it's probably going to be time. No, that already got redeemed because your kid used your number.
I'd always do that with my mother-in-law because you got those discounts for older people or whatever, senior discounts, like at grocery stores. So I'd punch that in, the number, and
Now the algorithm thinks you're
Look at
65.
that's okay. As long as I get save $4.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
All right, go to krbe.com if somebody messed with you and you got him back. Coming up next, the teacher drama. Awkward. You go on a date, go on a couple of dates with somebody, it doesn't work out. It's very fine. Okay, fine. Whatever. We're not going to mesh. This is weird. And then their kid ends up in your class.
Ew.
And you got to face them.
Ew.
Well, more details of that story coming up, and we'll give her some group therapy next on the Rule and Ryan Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, time for Rule and Ryan's group therapy.
All right, I'd like to throw the phone number out right now before we read this email. 833-390-KRBE. That's 833-390-5723.
A lot of threes in there.
Yeah, there are.
833.
I feel like
833.
You definitely need people to text or call in, especially if you're a teacher, because we're not teachers.
No, teachers,
we
we're
can only-
calling on you. If you're not in your classroom right now,
We can just
maybe
only
you can
pretend
help.
for like think as a parent, since we're parents.
Yes.
You can think that way, but-
37530 is our text number, by the way. If you can't call us, but you can text your opinion, 37530. So, look, listen, everybody's school schedule has been different. There are some schools that have been in for 2 weeks. There are some schools that have been in for 1 day. Today's the second day. This teacher is one of the earliest ones to go back, and that's why so much has unfolded, and that's why she needs group therapy. Again, 833-390-KRBE. It's a long email. I'm keeping it as general as possible so nobody knows who
don't
she
put the-
is.
I've tried to take
Like,
that
I'm not
marker.
saying what grade
Yeah.
she
Take out the-
teaches.
It's like a redacted
Yeah, that's
I
document.
have lots of little scratches and scratch outs on this paper because I
Don't-
made print out.
Don't get her in trouble.
All right, so she has reached out to us because she said last year she went on a couple of dates with a single dad that she met through mutual friends. The dates did not lead to anything serious, and she has not had contact with him since, and it's fine. Now her school year has begun, and this man's child is in her class, and the situation has become uncomfortable for multiple reasons. Why? Number one, this child's behavior is unruly and disruptive in class, making it necessary for her to have to communicate with the father more than usual. There is
Already?
no mention here of the mom in her email. It has been a father to teacher contact situation.
It does happen.
She said every time she tries to discuss this child's behavior with this dad that she had the dates with, the dad will flirt with her or bring up their dates. It is so awkward and unprofessional. She feels like this dad is more interested in having contact with, like, tell me what else my kid did. Like, is her kid being bad? Is the kid being bad? Because the dad's like, just keep getting me
Maybe the
called in
dad's
there.
using that to get in. To,
You look,
So
I mean,
she doesn't know how to handle the situation.
man.
She wants to maintain professional boundaries, but she is also worried about the impact on this student if she cannot communicate effectively with the parent. She thinks that if she addresses the dad's behavior head on, it might lead to retaliation or more complications with the child's behavior. There is no mention of the mom. So for the woman who reached out to us, is the mom not an option? Is
Maybe mom
you can't-
has different
you can't
hours
contact
and
the
works.
mom. She didn't say the mom is deceased. She didn't say the mom's out of the picture. She just said it's always the dad
Well, if they're
that
calling
she has
the
to make
dad,
contact with.
I assume he's got
primary
or
custody.
something.
Here's the problem. Most guys, they think that anytime a girl talks to them, that she must want him.
Well, smile.
So she's
Oh, you
calling,
smiled? Oh,
They want
she's
dates.
calling, and he's like, in his mind, in his, unrealistic mind, he's thinking, oh, she really wants
But
more
that's
of
about
me.
the kid, though. What do you mean?
She's
That's-
just using my kid as an excuse to talk
He's
to
using
me.
his kid as an excuse, it sounds like.
I'm just saying, this is what guys
833-390
think like.
KRBE. 833-390 KRBE. So just a quick recap. She is a teacher. She went on a couple of dates with a guy she met through mutual friends. It did not work out. He's a single dad. That guy's kid is now her student, and the kid has unruly behavior. So she has to contact the father to talk about it, and the dad flirts with her and talks about their dates.
Do you have to report that, like, as a teacher? Do you have to tell your
Is there a conflict of interest
principal
here?
or something, and say,
Yeah.
I'll just let you know that this child Billy, his dad and we went on a few dates last year, and it didn't end well.
I don't think you would have to discuss that.
Because what if this guy does damage
teachers,
to her?
let
What
us
if down
know.
the road he's like, you know what? He could
He
threaten
gets
her
to
about
that
something. I
point
don't know.
where he's like crazy.
You know what? The only reason you're treating Billy bad is because
Oh.
our dates, and
Our
you're
dates.
taking
And we
everything out on
live-
him, which is you want to take out on me. I don't
We
know.
live in a cover your butt nation.
But can you change him in another
Environment.
class?
Well, let's see, because somebody already texted Eric at 37530. It's too soon to move them. Too soon to move them.
Oh, it is?
Let's go to Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Are you
Elizabeth.
a teacher or do you work in a school?
I do.
Okay, so tell us, what would you do if this was you as a teacher happening to you?
I would get my counselor involved, or maybe the assistant principal. I don't know how comfortable that teacher is with telling her, her business outside of work, but I would let them handle it or get advice from them on how to word it.
Do you have to?
I like the advice part.
Do you have to come clean to your bosses and say, "Hey, look, I dated Billy's dad"?
I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind doing it because especially if it's nothing that came of it, I mean, it shouldn't be, everybody dates. So
Sure.
I don't see it as a problem. But, if you just take it on by yourself and you do word it incorrectly, then it could kind of backfire. So.
But in general, when you are dating, say, a student's dad, do you have to come clean with the bosses and say, "Hey, look,
That's your personal life,
I'm
though,
dating
right?
one of my students'
No, I'm not dating.
parents."
I dated.
They did, though.
They
It's not
did. I
dating.
know in this situation, but I mean, do you have to come forward about that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because it's outside of it's your personal business.
Right.
Now, if it affects your professional business, then it should be mentioned.
Okay. Well, thanks, Elizabeth, for listening to our show on your way to school. We appreciate you. We're going to go to the next call at 833-390-KRBE. Let me see who's up next before I go to this. Make sure I got the names right. Rob has a comment for the dad.
Okay.
Hi, Rob. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi.
Thanks for taking my call.
No
You're
problem.
How are y'all?
welcome. What's your comment for the dad that won't leave the teacher alone because his kid's behaving badly?
I mean, seriously, I'm not a parent, I'm not a teacher, I'm just a guy. Do better. You're setting a bad example for your kid. Your kid deserves better from you. The teacher, you're making her uncomfortable. You're putting out such a poor example for not only your kid but those around you. You just put yourself in her shoes. Stop being a red flag and do better. Live your life better. Don't be such a jerk.
I like that.
Do better. Rob says, do better,
No fast clapping,
Dad.
Ryan?
It was a clap.
Oh, you
Where's
want the
my
fast
fast clap?
Hey,
Yeah,
all right.
Rob.
I'll get the fast clap.
You're a dad. You're held to a higher standard. Stop putting yourself out there yeah, sure, you're single, but shouldn't your objective be to better your kid's life, not to
Right.
just
Well, yeah.
have
That's
another
stressful.
good night?
Unfortunately, not everybody
Exactly, Rob. Thank
lives
you,
life
Rob.
like that.
Think about
Bravo, Rob.
Every day she's got to worry about when they do parent-teacher night.
Thanks,
She's
Ryan.
got to worry about him showing up all the time. It's going to ruin
Yeah.
her year.
It's
Gonna be
awkward.
So awkward.
Absolutely.
Thanks for that, Rob. Beverly's next. If you're just tuning into the Rule and Ryan show, we're doing a little group therapy for a teacher who dated a single dad. Couple dates didn't work out. Now that single dad's son is in her class and he has behavioral issues. So she has to call the dad in. And when they talk about it, instead of talking about the son, the dad's flirting with her and talking about their dates. It's making it very awkward. Beverly, what to do? What's your advice?
I say that if she has a good enough relationship, which I assume with her administrator, she needs to go to that administrator and she needs to have documented every date and time of the phone call. What was the dad's response, even if it's a little uncomfortable, and then take that as evidence to her administrator and ask the administrator, which they would, to be the liaison between the dad and her. She needs to back out of the picture. And if it was a past tense dated, done. See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, could this
So, I don't know.
dad, could he create problems for her in her job?
That's what she was worried about in her email. She
Yeah,
said,
I mean,
well,
could
what if
he
and
legitimately
sure.
cause
and
problems?
What would be those problems? I mean, again, I'm an educator. Can you tell? She should document every single thing, every single date. Not with him, but I mean that there was communication, and just keep after improving the kid in her class. Leave the dad out of it. She has a relationship with every student in that room, and she can establish a stronger tie with the kid.
Okay.
Good.
Imagine if they
I
were,
don't know.
Imagine if they were dating and then they broke up this year. I'm sure that happens to a lot of
Right,
teachers
during
out
the
there.
school year.
And then you got to deal with that
Full-blown
breakup.
relationship.
And that kid knows you, knows you broke up with their daddy or their mommy.
Oh, man,
You
that's
broke
weird.
dad's heart.
Beverly, one person texted, and I think you could probably relate to this. If you want to really impress her, discipline your kid.
Yeah, there you go.
You want to impress her, make your kid act better. Okay, Beverly, thanks for listening to the show. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
By the way, a lot of
Bye.
people want Rob, if you want to call back and give us your Instagram if you're single.
Yes,
A lot
everyone
of
wants to
people
date Rob.
are in love with you.
Everyone wants to date Rob. Okay, let's go to Vanessa, who's been in a situation that sounds a little similar because with dating and a parent situation. Vanessa, explain. Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Rule and Ryan Show.
Hi, good morning, guys.
Hello.
Morning.
So you dated, who did you date? What's the date situation? And are you a teacher or administrator? What are you?
I dated my niece and nephew's like reading teacher, and then my nephew actually needed special attention because he was a little behind on that.
Mm-hmm.
And by coincidence, me and the guy dated. He's like, "Oh, your nephew and your niece, they're my students," and I'm like, "What? Blah blah blah." But every time we would date or whatever, like he would never bring up the kid. He would never like tell me their issues or anything like that. He would tell me like, "Yes, they're good. They're good kids," but he would never tell me their issues. She needs to actually report that. She needs to report the dad because he's taking her to a whole other level. He really is. He's trying to manipulate her into, he's manipulating her and into, I guess, talking about the dates and going on more dates with him and all that stuff. That, to me, that's BS. You're using the kid against the teacher, which is so, so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've dated somebody, and I mean, he like my niece and it wasn't my children, but he would never even bring them up. Like I would have to ask, "Oh, how are they doing in class or whatever?"
He'd
He's
bring
like,
it up, not
"Oh, well,
him.
they're doing good." Yeah,
Okay.
I would bring it up because they're my niece and nephew. So he's like, "Oh, well, they're doing good. They're great kids, man. They're great kids. Like,
But what if they weren't?
Junior still needs a little bit of work, but." That would be it, but
Yeah.
she needs to report it. She needs to report it.
All right.
All right,
That
and
seems
a
to
lot
be
of
the
people
general
are saying
consensus.
document.
I say
Let's have a
document.
conference call with a third party.
Put them in a different class.
Well, it's too soon.
I don't know.
Why it's too soon? I think it's better
That's
to
what
do it
people
now
are reaching
before
out and saying.
they make their clicks and they make their
routine with their
routine
kids
with their
next to them
friends and the
all
people in
that.
the class. Now's the time to do it.
Yeah, move them over, I guess. Okay, well, I hope that teacher gets some relief of some sort and figures it out, and let us know when you find a solution, what the solution is. And where's the mom? Just curious where the mom.
Yeah.
She could be
I can't
passed
be the
away.
mom.
You never know.
I'm just
I
asking.
mean,
She'd be divorced.
people would
A lot
ask
of
that
times-
to me because when I was raising my daughter, it wasn't that I didn't have or that she didn't have a mom in the picture. It's just that our hours were different. My ex-wife Michelle was teaching all day, so I would be taking
You're
faith
available in the
to
afternoon.
everything and going to teachers' conferences and doing all that stuff because mom was working all day.
I know. I just thought it was odd she didn't add it into her email to us because it would be a natural question. Can't you just go around the dad and talk to the mom about the bad behavior of the kid? So if you want to give us an update to that, we are looking forward to it. Thanks to everybody for your advice. Coming up next, we have a canine visitor to the Rule and Ryan Show. We're going to meet Adair's newest dog in the Positive Play program. And it's more than, I can't just say it's just a dog. It's definitely not just a dog.
This is a dog at
facility
Texas
animal
Children's Hospital.
for Texas Children's Hospital, who is specifically trained in a certain area of the hospital to help patients feel calm and really just help them with all their emotions and what they're going through as a patient at Texas Children's. Melman is the newest member of the Positive PAW Positive Play program. We're going to meet Melman next on the Rule and Ryan Show.
The Rule and Ryan Show.
I'm in such a great mood right now. I've gotten sweet doggy kisses.
We have a new
In the studio.
You're welcome.
friend
Oh, no, not
here
you.
on the Rule and Ryan Show. So Adair is back from Texas Children's Hospital. Hi, Adair.
Hi, everyone.
Good morning.
Adair is Bailey's mama. Who's Bailey? We met Bailey a couple of years ago when we were at Texas Children's Hospital at Christmas time live, broadcasting the whole day as a KRBE family to our Texas Children's family. And we learned about the Positive Play program, PAW Positive, with a PAW Positive Play program. It is about the facility animals they have at the hospital to help the children that are going through different things, whether it's ICU, transplants, cancer treatments, general anything, the nerves and the anxiety a child might have of the
It
unknown.
could be for anything, right? Like whether they're just in for a brief period or
For a long time.
Unfortunately, the end of their journey
life.
on this planet.
Yeah, so we met Adair in that Positive Play program, and she's back again. Hi, Adair.
Hi, guys.
So you told us last time you were here, Bailey was having her farewell.
We did
tour.
Bailey Day.
It was Bailey Day.
I know. Y'all did such a great job.
And that was the day of the derecho. I remember that because I remember thinking, oh my God, where did this storm come from? All I talked about was Bailey today. Did I not pay attention to the weather? And so Bailey now is just your everyday companion. She is retired and living her best life.
She is retired. She is the happiest girl.
Oh.
She did her job and she did it well. And now
So
she gets to live out her
What's she like
golden
now?
years.
What's Bailey like now?
She's so full of energy. She's so loving because I think she's just not giving things to everyone else. And so she's able to just actually, for the first time, be just a real dog.
And just focusing on you and your family.
Yes, exactly. And just being a happy girl.
How long can these dogs stay in service?
So typically, facility dogs and service dogs can work up until they're about 8 or 10 years old. It really just depends on the dog. So what their drive is, how eager they are to work, what their personality is, but also where they work, how strenuous, how emotionally taxing, how much are we asking of the dog. And so it just depends on the areas.
And the
we
training.
It was 6 years for Bailey that she was in service,
6.5
right?
But
years.
how long do they train before they can actually become a service animal?
So where we get our dogs from is called Canine Companions, and they start their training at 8 weeks old.
Wow.
So at 8 weeks old, they get on a plane and they fly all across the country to their different puppy raisers, and they will raise them anywhere between 2 to 2.5 years old. Well, that's their training total. When they're puppy raisers, they'll go to anywhere from like a year to 18 months.
Okay.
And then they get returned back to their regional headquarters of Canine Companions.
And where's that? Is that here in Houston?
They have 5 different locations.
Okay.
So all across the country. Ours for our area is in Irving, Texas.
Okay.
And when they get turned back in for professional training, that's when they start the real training to decide, okay, are you going to be a facility dog, a service dog, a veteran PTSD dog, things of that sort. And they learn the qualities of where are they going? What are they going to do best?
And within the facility, we've learned from you, Adair, that it's different. I mean, because you have kids that are at Texas Children's for heart transplants. That's a whole different specialty. Then you've got the kids for cancer treatment. That's a different specialty, right? There are like 5 different areas of the hospital.
We have our dogs in acute care, in ICU care, and in our outpatient clinics. So every dog has a different personality, different strengths, and what they're good at. And so Canine Companions does a great job at really knowing the dog, what's going to be best for the dog, and then placing them in the right environment.
What's so amazing is that for a lot of these kids, you would think this would be a terrible memory to look back on life. But because one of these wonderful dogs was there, they can look back and have a smile and a pleasant memory.
They can pick up. You're right. That memory is Bailey or a Melman. Another dog, you're right.
So Melman is now 2 years old, and Melman is in your care with Bailey, Bailey's brother, Melman. How are they handling it together at home?
We're best friends. My husband and I could not have asked for a better dog. Melman has fit perfectly into our lives. He plays with Bailey every day. They get along so well. Sometimes they'll sleep in the same kennel together. Melman
And Bailey was a golden, and Melman definitely is more lab.
Yes, Melman is about 90% lab, 10% golden. And so they're very different. I had my perfect angel golden girl, and now I have my perfect angel labby boy.
Is he spunkier?
He's so much, and I don't know if it's because he's 2 or whether he's a boy or a lab, but Melman just has such a different personality. But it's
Well, definitely from walking in here, Adair, we can tell that Melman is like so curious and walking around. Bailey was just kind of like, okay, I'm here. I'm going to sit down.
Yes.
And
Bailey's
take
done
it out.
everything. She's like, I'm
Yeah,
7
Bailey's like, I'm
He's
tired.
freely giving kisses, which I love.
Yes, Bailey was an old soul.
She's so
my
sweet.
sweet old girl.
Now, what is Melman's specialty in the hospital primarily?
So Melman works the same area that Bailey did. So we work in all of the pediatric ICUs as
Okay.
well as our world-renowned heart center.
Okay, wow. And Melman is what's like the work week for Melman? Like, what's
so
the hour?
our
What are the
patient
hours?
caseload will be anywhere from like 4 to 6, sometimes
Okay.
8 kids a day, just depending on how long
How
our
many
interventions
hours is
are.
that stretched out over?
So it's a 40-hour week. So we work from 8:30 to 5. And so we get into work, look at our census, see what the immediate needs are, make the assessments of what's going to be our highest priorities, and then go from there that day. 'cause
And
it's
congratulations, by the way,
ever-changing.
you're having a baby. People can't see that, but Adair's having baby number 2. It's a girl.
Congrats.
She already has a boy. How are Melman and Bailey? Really, Melman, because he's with you all day. I mean, is it even more protection for Adair? Because, like, oh my God, can they sense?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh,
you're
they
like
can
in a
sense.
delicate situation, and you're working with. I mean, I don't know. Is it different? Because I
He's
think
probably
like
only known you
dogs.
pregnant.
I didn't have a dog when I was pregnant, so I don't know how dogs.
Well, Melman's only known me being pregnant because I got him when I was just a couple of weeks pregnant.
Okay.
But when I had Bailey, you'll know, she was just like, Okay, it wasn't the cute Instagrammable, like where the Goldens like lay on the car seat and sweet. Bailey was like, "Cool, Mom, I'm so happy you're home from the hospital. I'm gonna go back to my bed." Thanks.
Who's with Bailey?
you're here.
Now that you're with Melman in the hospital at Texas Children's, is Bailey just like chilling at home alone?
I am so fortunate. I live 3 streets away from my parents.
Nice.
And so when my husband takes my son to school every day, he drops Bailey off at my mom and dad's.
Oh, I bet they love
and
it.
so Bailey spends the day at Camp Mimi and Papa. And hey, Mom and Dad, thank you for taking care of my dog today.
That's not
They're
even
so
a
great.
trouble.
So they have 2 corgis. Bailey knows them well, and they love my dog so much. Bailey was their first grandchild.
Yeah.
So they call her granddog.
Yeah,
But what
that's
you're doing
cute.
is just thank you, by the way, because
you.
I mean, it just it takes so much. I imagine it's got to be emotionally draining especially when you visit with children that unfortunately don't make it. How much of an emotional toll that must take on you?
It's definitely something different. I feel, in a weird sense, lucky enough to be a part of something like that. I know what my greater purpose and what my calling is, and I know like where the Lord has placed me to be in the role that I love to do, and I love being there, and I love using our facility dogs as such a great healing tool that in such a time of difficulty, whether it's end of life, new diagnosis, going back into the hospital right after you got discharged. I mean, anything that can be a trigger for patients and families. Our dogs bring such comfort.
Not just to the patients, but also to the family members.
Yes.
They got brothers or sisters.
We do a lot of sibling support. We do a lot of parent support, patient support, and not to mention our staff support. Our staff works so hard day in and day out with these patients, giving it their all in the greatest of care. And so they get to also benefit from our facility dogs.
That's what's like Bailey, too, because of Bailey, her last week here, she came on the show. We did Bailey Day. We raised... I think on our show alone, we raised like $10,000.
Oh, it's over that. It was like almost 16 or something like that.
And that was the day of like, well, the Direct Show was going on. So that really changed things up.
It really sure did. The Positive Play program is what we're talking about here on the Real and Ryan Show on 104.1 KRBE. We've got Adair here from Texas Children's Hospital. You can go to their website, texaschildrens.org, and find more about the Child Life Department, Animal Assisted Therapy. Positive Play on Instagram is spelled with a PAW for positive. So it's at Positive Play. And that's where you can meet all the dogs. You'll have 5 or 6.
We have 6 currently. Okay. CJ, the child life specialist handler, and Cohen is at the Woodlands. And then we have Pinto and Shelby, who is the handler. They work in our acute care rehab unit. And then we have another Shelby and Crosby, who work in our also acute care, all the rest of the floors. And one of our new buddies is Lawton, who works with Tegan, and she is in the cancer center. Okay. And we actually got Lawton and Melman at the same time together.
What breed is Lawton?
Lawton is half golden, half lab. But when you look at him, he looks like a black lab. But he is such a sweet boy.
Do they stick with particular breeds?
They do goldens and labs.
Okay.
And then we have Hannah and Pluto, who work in our outpatient clinic. And then Melman and I work in ICU and Heart Center.
Do y'all have like an Instagram or anything?
That's
where
what
people can see.
Positive Play.
Oh yeah, our
Positive Play.
It's at positive_play TCH.
You see all the puppers.
Oh my God,
we're going to see you when because we'll be at Texas Children's. We'll be raising money in December.
You're going to give birth around that time, right?
Well, y'all come in the early part of December. Yes, I will be there.
Adair's having a baby.
First week or so.
Yeah, we might be going up to visit you and a baby.
Yeah, come on. I love when people visit me. It's an open door.
What does Melman do while you're on?
So Melman has a wonderful all of our dogs have secondary handlers. So if we're on vacation or out or just need assistance with our dogs, because life sometimes, after work, we have to go do things we can't bring our dogs to.
Right.
He has a great secondary handler. Her name is Catherine Zadunkowitz. She is our librarian within the Child Life Department. And so she bonds really well with Melman. All of our handlers, our secondary handlers, have our dogs at least one afternoon a week so they can still continue to work with them. And Catherine's actually doing a reading event with a Clifford book on back to school safety with Melman this afternoon in the library.
The big red dog.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We got a text at 37530 from a listener who said, my daughter is a patient of hematology sickle cell, and that is one of the many reasons why we love Texas Children's. That's Victoria Anthony Reese, cheerleader at North Shore, is a cheerleader at North Shore, and they obviously are going through this and definitely benefit from the Positive Play program. So God bless you guys. It really is such an amazing thing. Do other hospitals across the country have this program, Adair? I'm so blind on this.
I feel like everyone should.
I feel like what an amazing thing it is, but this is not just isolated here in Houston, right? Okay,
most children's hospitals have definitely child life programs for sure, but having facility dogs is becoming so much more prevalent and important. And so they are growing. We actually have a facility dog conference nationwide every year that all different types of handlers go to. So at Texas Children's, only child life specialists are allowed to be facility dog handlers at this time. Okay. But other places have different medical professionals. And so we all gather and learn about what are new ideas, what could we do to better our practices, work with the medical team, create more creative and better interventions for things that we can do with patients and families. And so it's been really great. I have friends all over the country, and we all talk together and have a forum and
that's great.
be able to just work together.
I think everyone should have, like, dentists should have this.
Oh my gosh.
Kids are so scared.
There is one facility dog
Facility
at a
dog.
dental office. His name is Dutch.
Really?
Oh.
Really?
That's very
Or at least the
important.
cat. Put the
Everyone
cat on
is
the person's
amped
lap.
up. Yes,
Oh,
going
yeah.
into
That
a
would be
dentist
perfect.
office.
To just pet the cat.
Unless you're
during-
I
allergic.
don't think I've ever heard of a service cat.
It could be a real thing.
They're out
though.
there.
facility
You
cats?
can't train those things.
No facility cats.
Not yet.
No, not ever, Sam.
Well, thank you so much
Goldfish.
for bringing Melman by, and thank you for what you guys do. We love the whole Texas Children's Hospital family, and we are just so happy to meet Melman. That's such a great gift that you have. Thanks, Adair, for what you do.
Thanks, guys, for having us.
And good luck with that
Thank
baby.
you.
We'll see you in December. All right, it is Try It Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, so we try different things. In a few minutes, we'll be trying something for dogs. We're not going to try the things for dogs. We'll tell you about the things for dogs.
Well, we could try it, I guess. I don't think it'll
You
do
could
anything
try
for
it.
us.
I'm in.
It's for dogs. Kevin's
gonna
going
eat
to try
dog
it
food,
for
Kevin?
dogs. It's dog treats for Kevin. And there's an alcohol that was hard to find, and I ordered it online so we could try it. What's so great about it? Why is it so hard to find? You'll find out next on the Real and Ryan Show.